a famous perspective that I'm sure you and Asha are familiar with. I suspect many of the people listening aren't. So I want to put it in front of everybody. It's called the dirty hands problem. And it's a situation where you've got to choose between one right thing and another right thing, or sometimes try to find the lesser wrong thing. But after you make that choice, you will still have some regrets because you might have done what you thought was the stronger right, but you failed in some other ways. There's a famous passage that really dramatizes this. It's from a play called Dirty Hands by Jean-Paul Sartre, the French existentialist philosopher of the early post-war era. In the play, there are three characters. There's an older man who has led a cell of the Communist Party in France, in Paris, during the German occupation of World War II. So he's been working in hiding and in secrecy. He doesn't want to be discovered by the Germans. There's a young man who has just joined the party, and he's full of idealism and fervor and zeal. And then there's a woman and there's kind of a romantic rivalry over her. But the real rivalry is between the two men over the older man's stewardships, the decisions he's made to keep this little organization. He's an organizational leader, to keep this little organization alive. And at the climactic moment of the play, the young man accuses the older man of selling out. And the older man replies along the following lines. I think I've got the quote almost exactly. "How you cling to your purity, young man. How afraid you are to soil your hands. All right, stay pure. What good will it do you? Purity is an idea for a yogi or a monk, for someone standing on the sidelines wearing white gloves." He goes on to say, "Well, I have dirty hands. I have plunged them in filth and blood. But what do you think? Do you think you can govern innocently?" And I really like that last question. Do you think you can govern innocently? That is, do you think you can have real responsibility in life? And I don't mean just in a business, anywhere in life, and not have to deal with the kind of hard problems you described, Vishal, where I've got to make a decision. My answer to your question is fundamentally, you decide. You decide what's right. You decide what matters. You decide what's right. And you decide what works.